Ever wondered what would happen if every toilet on Earth was flushed at the exact same moment? A bizarre query, isn't it? Yet it's a question that tickles our curiosity. So let's start by understanding the magnitude of this hypothetical scenario. There are roughly 2 billion toilets on our planet, each with an average flush volume of around 6 liters. That's a staggering 12 billion liters of water, equivalent to almost 5,000 Olympic-sized swimming pools, all set in motion in the blink of an eye. An event of this scale has never been witnessed by humanity, and it's worth pondering what might ensue. Would our sewage systems be able to handle such a sudden surge? Would there be widespread flooding, or perhaps something even more unexpected? What about the environmental implications? These are just some of the questions we'll be exploring in this video. Now let's delve into the consequences of this massive simultaneous flush. In the seconds following the big flush, a few things would happen almost instantly. Picture this: the water in your taps, showers, and hoses would suddenly lose pressure, akin to the air being sucked out of a balloon. This immediate drop in water pressure would be felt across homes, offices, hospitals, and other buildings. As everyone's toilets send a torrent of water rushing through the pipes, your home's water supply would be momentarily hijacked. You might be in the middle of rinsing your dishes, taking a shower, or perhaps watering your plants, when suddenly the water flow dwindles to a trickle or stops altogether. But it's not just your home that would feel the effects. Hospitals, with their constant need for clean water, could face a temporary crisis. Firefighters might find their hoses running dry just when they need them the most. And let's not forget about our four-legged friends in pet shops and aquariums. They too would feel the pinch. Now, imagine this scenario unfolding simultaneously in every building, in every city, all over the world. From New York to Sydney, from London to Tokyo. This sudden, enormous demand for water would strain the supply systems beyond their limits. Water treatment plants, designed to handle a steady flow of water, would suddenly find themselves dealing with a surge akin to a tidal wave. This could lead to temporary outages as the plants struggle to keep up with the sudden demand. Even if the water supply could be restored quickly, the pressure in the system would take a while to build back up. So it might be a few uncomfortable hours, or even a day before your water pressure returns to normal. But remember, this is just the immediate aftermath of the big flush. This sudden drop in pressure and temporary water outage is just the tip of the iceberg. We haven't even begun to touch on the ramifications for our sewage systems. But this sudden drop in pressure is just the beginning. Let's see what happens next. As billions of liters of water rush through the pipes, our sewage systems would face an unprecedented challenge. This colossal flood would push the limits of our sewage infrastructure beyond design parameters, creating a series of catastrophic events. Imagine the design of most sewage systems. They're constructed to manage the regular daily water flow from households, businesses, and industries. This is a slow and steady stream that is predictable and manageable. But what if suddenly we introduce a tsunami of water all at once? It's like trying to fit an ocean into a water bottle, simply not feasible. Firstly, we'd see potential flooding. The excess water has to go somewhere, and if the pipes are full, it's going to start backing up. This could result in sewage spilling out onto streets, into homes, and other buildings. Not only is this a health hazard, but it also causes extensive damage to properties. Then, think about our sewage treatment plants. These facilities are designed to process wastewater over time. A sudden influx of billions of liters of water could easily overwhelm these systems. This may cause significant damage to the facilities, requiring costly repairs and potentially leaving areas without functioning sewage treatment for extended periods. Finally, let's consider the environmental impact. An overloaded sewage system could potentially result in untreated or partially treated sewage being discharged directly into rivers, lakes, and oceans. This could lead to severe water pollution, affecting aquatic life and ecosystems, and posing risks to human health. The scale of this event would be beyond anything we've ever seen. It would test the very limits of our engineering capabilities and force us to face the harsh reality of our infrastructure's limitations. So, we've seen the immediate and somewhat longer-term consequences, but what about the aftermath? Let's dive into that in the next scene. In the days and weeks following the big flush, the world would be dealing with a serious water crisis. This is not your typical water shortage caused by drought or natural disaster. No, this is a man-made crisis, induced by the simultaneous flush of every toilet on the planet. Imagine waking up to find that the water in your tap has run dry. Your morning routine is disrupted, Your day starts on a chaotic note. You're not alone. Millions around the world are facing the same predicament. The demand on our water resources following this flush fest would be astronomical. Water treatment facilities would struggle to replenish supplies quickly enough to meet this sudden demand, leading to widespread water shortages. But that's not all. The stress on our sewage systems would result in significant damage to infrastructure. Pipes could burst, treatment plants could be overwhelmed, and repairs would be necessary on a scale never seen before. The cost of such repairs would be substantial, likely amounting to billions of dollars worldwide. And let's not forget the environmental aspect. The sudden surplus of wastewater would require extensive cleanup efforts to prevent contamination of our natural water sources. This would be a Herculean task, requiring the collective effort of communities, governments, and environmental organizations around the globe. But here's the thing. This scenario, as dramatic as it sounds, is highly unlikely. Coordinating the simultaneous flush of every toilet on Earth is virtually impossible. However, it does highlight a crucial issue: the importance of water conservation. Our water resources are finite, they are precious, they sustain life as we know it, and they can be easily depleted if we're not careful. So, while the big flush is an interesting thought experiment, it's a reminder of how vital our water resources and infrastructure are. It's a call to action for each of us, to be more mindful of our water usage, to conserve, to protect, and to appreciate this invaluable resource. So, the next time you reach for that flush lever, think twice. Every drop counts.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. That's all for Nifty Narrations.